How'd you know I lived here?
I'm not here to see you. I need to see my daughter.
You're her. Go.
Hi, you guys.
Hi.
I saw the movie last night, and you guys really got me in my feels.
Yeah.
The sniffles in the theater, it was loud.
Wow.
But I want to ask, after reading the book, was there a scene or a part of the story that you were most excited to film yourselves?
For me, the meet cute.
Yeah, how they meet in the bar.
Yeah.
It's a little different in the movie, but
Yeah, I was nervous about it, but also so excited.
Yeah.
It's such an important part of the story, and so we just want to make sure we got it right. So that was fun.
Yeah.
You did. I loved that it was kind of like this slow burn too, like a lot of longing looks, and I bet you everyone's gonna put whipped cream on coffee with
Of
the
course,
cherries now.
yes.
So cute. So are you guys generally more movie before book or book before movie people?
Movie before book.
Book before movie.
Yeah.
Book before movie.
I'm book before movie. Let's expand on the movie before book theory. What's your thought behind that?
I'm just not gonna sit here and act like I just read books. Like I had read books, but you know, I love Hunger Games, but I've never read Hunger Games.
Oh.
You know.
Great books.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. So you read all the Hunger Game books?
I don't think all of them, but the first two.
I'm sorry,
probably?
don't sue me. I just
No, to each their own.
So I want to ask about, just the chemistry that you guys have, but more so than that, the vulnerability that you guys share. How did you guys get to that level of vulnerability before cameras rolled? Was there any sort of like warm-up needed, or you just go straight into it?
We had a decent amount of rehearsals prior to even filming, which was very nice. And we didn't do like the typical type of rehearsals of working through scenes and stuff. We more just got to know each other on a pretty deep level very quickly. And I think from that it sort of built this foundation that made it very easy for us to be connected, but also like incredibly vulnerable with each other.
Yeah. And I had her like yell insults towards me before seeing them.
And that always works,
you go.
right?
Yeah.
Always works.
Yeah, I think building that comfortability, that trust early on, that stemmed through our director, and we were crying in rehearsals, and when somebody shows you their heart, then you want to protect that, and I think, we knew this was going to be a journey, and I think, before a scene starts, I think being unselfish scene partners, like, what do you need? How can I help? Especially when the coverage is on the other person.
I was just speaking with Rudy, and he said your director actually had you guys interpretive dance before some scenes.
Yeah, we
Was there
were
any
doing dancing.
dancing
yes.
with you guys too?
Yeah, we
Yeah.
did some.
We were in tune because Vanessa had us do 3 different dance moves, and then I didn't know her dance moves, and then we started
Sounds
doing
insane, by
the
the
same
way.
dance moves, and one of them was like hugging ourselves, and that's when I knew we were on to something different. So.
That's when we knew. That's when we knew.
Well, speaking of Rudy, you are able to balance just the chemistry between him and Tyriq just so well. And I'm curious how you differentiated the two with these both being big loves in Kenna's life that go very differently.
And who was your favorite? No, I'm kidding. Don't answer that part. Don't say it.
He asked in the movies. We'll spare him now.
Yeah, we'll spare. Oh, I mean, they're so different. They're so incredibly different. Also, I think she was 2 very different people. I mean, at the younger age, very innocent, naive, and I think though the love was pure, I don't know how deep. And then I think with what she went through and also Ledger having gone through something similar, we both loved him. That there was a really like deep bond and understanding, much more mature relationship.
Now, I do have to point out, this is a very different genre than we're used to seeing you both in. So was there anything surprising about acting in this type of film? Like, was it relieving to not be running from like a murderer or like a crazed demon?
Yes, it was very nice. I liked that there was only a few times there was a little bit of blood.
Yeah.
Not
Just
to
a little,
give
yeah.
anything away, but there's a little bit of blood in this, but it was really nice to
I
not.
was like,
Yeah, blood.
yeah,
a little
yeah,
bit.
yeah.
But not a lot.
That
was
we
nice.
filmed a lot in the wilderness, so they were always on bear watch. So luckily we didn't encounter any bears, but
No Revenant scene.
Yeah, that would have been
you know they shot the Revenant somewhere by
Really?
us. Yeah, that and Brokeback Mountain.
Oh.
I did hear about the same
Put that on
locations for
IMDb
Brokeback.
facts.
There you go.
There you go.
Although this is Rotten Tomatoes.
Yeah.
No, just kidding.
sorry.
Yeah, it's okay. So something that's really cool is this was an all-female-led filmmaking team. So how did that set the dynamic on set? And then also, what was it like to have Colleen Hoover be on set every day?
She's a dream. Like I said before, it can be very intimidating to step into a world that, it's so beloved by fans. But having her there, she was there every day, you just feel like, very protected. So it was the best.
Yeah, I think a story that's rooted in motherhood, how else would you tell this story? And it's such a lovely experience, and I learned so much from everyone, and even, the HODs, or a lot of HODs were women, and I'm very inspired by it, and I think I just want to continue to serve as a vessel to shine a light on a story rooted in motherhood, and, I think in that you get to become more educated and empathize a little bit more.
Now, Tyriq, I know that there's it's pretty much a heavy set, heavy subject matter going on. And we were able to see that you did dress up as the Lorax in Maika's trailer. So what possessed you to do that? Did you take on this role of I'm going to keep things light on set?
Just in case they're doing a live action Lorax, that was my, no, I'm
You know who
kidding.
to call.
No, my character is actually a t-ball coach, and there's these bunch of 5-year-olds, and I was like, I'm gonna dress up as the Lorax and surprise the kids, and that didn't go over too well. We had some kids crying, we had running away, because when you have this 6'12" Lorax walking towards you, it's not. I had to take off the mustache. It's, hey guys. And then she so happened to be coming in town too, and she was away for the weekend, and it's a heavy set, and I decided to, hop in her trailer, and give her a little scare. But it was all in good fun.
That you did.
Certainly gave a lot of laughs for sure.
Yeah, and it's a universal project. We're really big on sustainability. The Lorax speaks for the trees. Universal speaks for the trees.
Wow.
Hitting
these
all
are
the
always
marks.
turning,
Yeah.
aren't they?
Scotty was my best friend. When he died, we all came together to raise a little girl.
How dare she just show up?
If it wasn't for her, our son would still be alive.
I saw the movie last night, and it really got me in my feels, so excited to really talk with you guys about it. Let's go back to the beginning when you all first read the book. What was the part of the story that you were most excited to see on screen or to film?
I think we all read the script first, and I don't know that I can say I was excited. I found this really challenging and daunting, kind of, but I was so excited to be invited to be a part of the group and to get to work with Colleen. And I actually knew Vanessa Caswell's work. She directed an adaptation of a friend of mine's book for Netflix, Love at First Sight. Have you seen that?
I have
it's
not.
So
I'm gonna add it to my list.
Good and funny and warm, and it's a romance. So I kind of could picture what she might do with the book. So I was most excited for that. I love that.
I read the script, and my daughter was a big Colleen Hoover fan. I'd never read her stuff, and I was honestly blown away by the incredible craftsmanship and heart in the book. And it was sexy, and it was such an impossible emotional situation that she was dealing with such sort of grace, and ended up with this sort of feeling of forgiveness and hope. I was really blown away by it.
Absolutely. What about for you, Rudy?
Yeah, I in the scenes I'm in, I'm very selfishly just excited anytime I get to explore with these guys. It's like that. I just was anytime it happened, I was just like, this is gonna be so fun with everyone, Maika, Tyriq as well.
Well, definitely. It was some heavy stuff, but I could tell that you guys created such a bond on set. But Bradley, you said that your daughter was a big fan of Colleen Hoover and this book. So what was her reaction to hearing that you got the role? And then did she give you any advice on your character?
She was very excited. She was very excited that this guy was going to be in it. In fact, we just took a picture in the elevator, which I just texted to her, and I got an OMG back.
I wasn't in that picture. Somebody asked me. I was in the elevator too, but
No, you were not.
Don't worry about it.
Slide it.
She was really, really excited, and it's really fun to do stuff that your kids kind of are interested in seeing, and she's coming to the premiere.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah,
there
be
we
careful.
go.
Yeah.
Get an in-person
Yes, sir.
picture with the three of you guys.
Yeah, with all of us.
So, Lauren, we've seen you play so many iconic mothers throughout your career, but I'm curious if there was a through line between those roles and your character.
This is a different tone, a different person, and I guess there isn't probably a through line except that I do, when I look at something, a piece of me is always thinking, will the fans of those characters come along for this? Like, and while the characters are very different, I do think it's still speaking to some of the people who have enjoyed those other shows. It's also just my taste, but like I'll probably never be in a horror movie because I just feel like it's not, I don't know, that would be asking a lot, but yeah, I mean, I don't approach a character as like another mom. Like I think of the whole circumstances, and it's a different kind of tone.
And I think all of us, because it's a Colleen Hoover thing and we know there's a fan base, I don't think any actor, and certainly not all of us, approach with utter confidence into how we're going to do it. There's always this fear that you want to do justice to a story that has already been told really well. And you want to hopefully press yourselves through it and really make it work in a whole different medium.
Yeah, which really helped having Colleen there, just holding our hands the entire scene.
Yes,
And saying it's okay. Yeah.
Yes, I was going to ask how it was having her on set, and also to point out that this was an all-female-led team. So how did that, set the tone on set, having Colleen there and then just having...
Everything works real well when women are in charge. And we made our days. Everybody was comfortable. It really felt supported. And Colleen, having her there, she had already sort of picked us too, so we're her vision. It sounds really pretentious, but that's not what I meant. I just mean, like, she was there in case we had questions, or like, was that how you pictured it? And she's a very confident and easygoing person, so it was a really lovely set.
I have to say too, look, not to be a parody of a self-loathing male, but
Wow.
I have had my entire professional life, I've always wanted to be represented by women. I have had incredible creative experiences, especially with actresses who, and I think it's hard for all actors to take more agency over storytelling, and I think it's probably, I'm assuming, trickier for a woman to do that, but I have had incredible experiences with Lizzie Moss, with Mariska Hargitay, and having a woman in charge generally avoids unnecessary wars.
I know that's right. Okay, Rudy, I want to talk about your character and Maika, that chemistry that you guys have in the short amount of time. How were you guys able to build that relationship? And maybe you can take me back to your first chemistry test together.
The Camry was very fun. Brought the plates. It was Zoom. My kitchen was in the other room, so it's like not a big deal. I brought the plates, but no, the Vanessa, when we got to Calgary, she did this really fun exercise. I'll never forget it. We just kind of did an interpretive dance together.
Wow.
Without talking. And she put on some music, and Maika and I just started dancing solo, and then she eventually brought us together. And I just thought that was a really cool, fun way to find the chemistry.
Definitely. It gets you out of your body, gets you loose
Get
a little
moving.
bit.
We did a really awkward polka.
She had us, which was like a polka. She had us do a little bit of a therapy session as in character, like.
Cool.
The range.
Then we danced.
And then we danced. As all therapy sessions should end. I love that.
But unfortunately, they don't.
Yes, exactly. So I have to say, I really was keeping my composure pretty much throughout the whole movie, but Lauren, in your scene in the kitchen, I just lost it, and I heard so many sniffles throughout the entire theater. So I'm curious, do you guys cry a lot during movies, and how do you do that in a theater? Do you let it all out, or do you try and keep it together? Because no, you never cry.
I do. I cry more and more as I get older, and I really cry. I know people talk about this. I don't know what the science says on the plane. I will cry at I don't know, the silliest movie.
Yeah.
And
We're out of peanuts.
so yeah, and I cried a lot in the making of this movie. I mean, it was a really emotional place to be.
Absolutely. And, you know, from what we've seen on social media, it seems like Tyriq maybe balanced out the tears. So what was the...
With the hotness?
Yeah.
Okay, great.
With his, like, antics, you know, and his pranks. So what was the biggest laugh Tyriq gave you to sort of make things more at ease?
The biggest laugh I got from Tyriq was the joy he was having putting makeup on his abs. It really,
He really defined them very well.
He defined them
Yeah.
very
Contour.
clearly.
Pretty defined.
Yeah.
No, he fell out of that playhouse pretty flat in one take, and he handled it like a champ, and it was really funny. It really was, but he was okay.